Welcome, race fans, to Wild West Racing League, sponsored by the WYO Outlaw Custom Diecast Gen 4 Series. We're at Daytona International Speedway tonight for 70 laps. This is the first race of the second season, and we're here in the late afternoon. We have a field that's shortened tonight. 9 drivers will attempt to come around for this victory. Should be quite exciting. Like I said, we're at Daytona. The temperature this afternoon is at 71 degrees. Humidity's at 45%. As you can see, it's partly cloudy. The winds are at 2 miles an hour. This afternoon's broadcast is brought to you by Fearless Broadcasting. I'm broadcaster Barry Stevens. We're so grateful that you're here joining with us today. We're expecting a great race, lots of challenging moves. As the cars now are running their Q laps, we'll line up the field once they're done with this. And we are almost ready to get the field set. You can see Hunter Sr. in that 20 Chevy car coming around for his last lap. He was fast in practice today. Expect to see Hunter Sr. do well. His first lap drops him down into 4th place. This last lap to go. Home Depot machine looking sharp tonight, or this afternoon. Let's see how he takes this turn in turn 3. Lots of bumps. Just really bumpy. Hard to, as you can see, it's just it's a tough track. There he goes. All right. So, we've got Trey Smith in the number 1 Chevy. Second will line up 40. The Chevy of Bryton Coleman. 3rd place will be the 20 car of Hunter Sr. 4th is the 106 Chevy of Houston Galena. And your top 5 is the 22 Chevy of John Sauer. Looks like an entire field of Chevys today, folks. That is something else. 6th, we've got Tanner Ensign. 7th, Ethan Farless. 8th, Dakota Henderson. And rounding out the field is Max Cost in 9th place. Some of the biggest names in NASCAR had their greatest success. Jimmy Johnson, Dale Earnhardt Sr., Jeff Gordon, and more. This was kind of the golden era, if you will, of NASCAR racing. So as the cars get ready to grid, line up behind the pace car, we've got 9. Now, if you follow Wild West Racing League, then you'll know that Sunday's race was won by Trey Smith in the 1 car. So that's a car that we're going to have to look out for tonight. He's hot right now. He's on a streak. And while this is just the first race of this new season and a new car, that driver mentality is still going to be the same. He is going to be one to watch out for today. Like I said, Hunter Sr. was fast in practice. Trey Smith, fastest overall, though. Here we are. Trey Smith from Antarctica. Okay. Here we are at Daytona International Speedway. 71 degrees, 45% humidity, partly cloudy, 2 miles an hour. Brought to you by Fearless Broadcasting. Once again, I'm broadcaster Barry Stevens for the Fearless Broadcasting Network. Looks like the lights are off on the pace car. This is going to be one exciting race. First race of the new season, Season 2, Wild West Racing League, sponsored by WYO Outlaw Custom Diecast Gen 4 Series. Let's get ready to go racing. Pace car's off. Trey Smith will take them to the line. And they're off. Lap 1 of 70 laps. Trey Smith in the lead. Where you can really see these cars bouncing around all over the place on here. Let's take a look from the 20 car inside of Hunter Sr. and see if we can get inside his cockpit, take a look, see what's going on. This is his view from the 20 car of Hunter Sr. It looks like they're not doing a whole lot, but when they get into that air, it's something else. And we come back to the entire field. Trey Smith leading the pack, followed by Hunter Sr., John Sauer, Bryton Coleman, Houston Galena, Dakota Henderson, Ethan Farless, Tanner Ensign, and Max Cost. And moving up, John Sauer into second place, taking over Hunter Sr. Oh, Hunter Sr. fights back on the inside. John Sauer's stuck on the outside, wants to make that work. There's nobody's taking any move for him. He's on the outside all by himself. Inside line just keeps moving. Forward, first 4 cars. All Chevys. Trey Smith, Hunter Sr., Bryton Coleman, Houston Galena. The rest of the field, right behind them, fighting for 5th place. Let's take a look inside Bryton Coleman's car and see what he's seeing. This is your third place driver. Boy, those cars just look like they're on ice, don't they? You can hear those tires. As this race goes on, boy, the bump in there, that just makes those cars get loose, turns them off. Not something that you really want to drive long term and seeing. We've had a clean race so far. We're on lap 4 of 70 laps. Folks, the cars today can go about 31 laps is their max on fuel. I'd expect if we stay green, we'll see cars coming in short of that, maybe on lap 30, 29. Now we've got change on the outside. Fourth place now is John Sauer. He's staying on the outside, followed by Houston Galena, moves back onto the inside. Trey Smith, Hunter Sr., Bryton Coleman, Houston Galena are your top 4. Fifth place is Dakota Henderson. 6th is Ethan Farless, John Sauer, Tanner Ensign. 9th is Max Cost. Now, this is a super speedway, folks, so it really does not matter at this point what position you are in, because you can win from last place. That's right, it does not matter. Super speedways are all about keeping your car together until the end of the race. When you get down to about that last 10 laps, that's when we should start to see some more aggressive driving. But right now we see in third place, Houston Galena takes over from Dakota Henderson in the 4th spot. Ethan Farless has moved up to 5th, showing promise. Oh no! We have a caution that has come out, bringing up Ethan Farless and Dakota Henderson. Let's see if we can take a look and see what happened to Ethan. There he is. And he saved that car. So that's good. Let's see if we can maybe get Ethan up into the booth with us. Well, we're trying to get Ethan in. Here we go. Let's get him down here. Well, folks, I cannot seem to get him up there. Let's go back live. See what's going on. Trey Smith's up in the lead. I apologize, folks. I have gotten almost everything figured out here except for getting people down into the broadcast booth. And I don't know what the problem is with that. Well, let's try that again. Did not get him up there. Well, okay. Trey Smith. Trey Smith in first. Houston Galena in second. Bryton Coleman in third. Fourth is Hunter Sr. Fifth place is John Sauer. Sixth place is Max Koss moving up. Seventh is Tanner Ensign. Eighth is Dakota Henderson. And in ninth place now is Ethan Farless after that wreck. Lights are still on the pace car. Folks, the problem with Daytona is when we have cautions, they just last for so long. It's such a large racetrack. You're going about 5 miles in 2 laps. So you just have to stick with it, do what you can do. Maybe now's the right time to do some strategy if you can.
There's something. I can't see where
Hey,
y'all at.
Ethan Farless in the 28 machine. How you doing?
Hey.
This is Barry Stevens from the broadcast booth.
Hey.
Tell us what happened there.
Howdy. Well, I got a run on the 5, tried to check up, and then he had to check up because there was a big check in front of him. So I was not sure what happened because I thought for sure I was completely out of the gas. So.
Well, I'm not sure if we're going back this time right now or not. I'm going to let you go, but thank you for that explanation. We'll get to talk to you again later here soon.
I appreciate it. Hopefully we can see the rest of the race because it's getting dark as frick out here.
Yeah, it certainly is. Trying to move you back up. Having a hard time. You are in the broadcast booth, Ethan. Trey Smith gets big jump out front. This is the one place where a big jump is not your friend. As the field begins to come back up to him, Bryton Coleman in that second spot, followed by John Sauer on the outside in third position. Behind him is Hunter Sr. on the outside. So you got 2 on the outside and 4 on the inside. Some sharp looking cars here today, but as you can tell, they are just bouncing all around. Let's take a look inside Brian Coleman's truck or car and put him inside. Let's go inside the cockpit. See how he's doing with Trey Smith right in front of him. It's a tough track. Brighton's doing everything he can to just stay in the draft of Trey Smith. Right on his tail. Looks like a little bit of bump drafting there. Car gets a little unsettled coming into the corner. Trey Smith still out front. As some cars try to go to the outside and some to the inside. Looks like that inside line is the line that is moving the quickest right now. We see the 22 and the 20 on the outside. So Trey Smith, Brighton Coleman, Dakota Henderson, John Sauer, Ethan Farless now has moved up into 4th place. That's a fast machine, that 28 car, all the way up into 4th. 5th place is John Sauer, followed by Houston Galena, then Hunter Sr., Max Cost, and Tanner Ensign rounding out the field. We've got some cars on the outside. Looks like the 22 car of John Sauer may have tapped the wall coming through the corner there. I'm not exactly quite sure. Didn't seem to slow him down much, but everybody else is on the inside. He's on the outside all by himself at the moment as he makes a move to get down to the bottom, and he does. We're all in line now. Trey Smith, Brighton Coleman, Dakota Henderson, Houston Galena, Hunter Sr., John Sauer, Ethan Farless, Max Cost, Tanner Ensign. All in line. Boy, that 40 car, Brighton Coleman, it's a nice, sharp-looking paint job. As we're racing here in the late afternoon, lights are on. Trey Smith just continues to lead this race. Got some cars on the outside, two of them working together. That's the Home Depot, Hunter Sr. But on the bottom, we've got Trey Smith, Bryton Coleman, Dakota Henderson, and Houston Galena. We're on lap 17. Lap 18 of 70. Don't think anybody came down for fuel, so we're going to have to make a fuel stop here in about 13 laps or so. Oh, and we've got a caution out. Dakota Henderson. Let's see if we could take a look and see what happened there. Well, hopefully he can make it back into pit road. Get things fixed up. This is the one car of Trey Smith. Brings him around, to find the pace car. Folks, tonight is Wild West Racing League, sponsored by the WYO Outlaw Custom Diecast Gen 4 Series. 70 laps at Daytona. We're on Season 2, folks. This is the first race. Boy, it's been a great one, too. We're under caution. See what happened to take another look at this again. Boy, that was just some tough driving. Folks, the problem with super speedways is it doesn't matter if you're in the front, it doesn't matter if you're in the rear. Anywhere on a super speedway you can win from and you can lose from. It's very frustrating if you've been running laps and you're doing great and all of a sudden you're involved in a wreck that you had nothing to do with. But at these speeds, there's just not much you can do about that. As we watch these leaders all come down through pit road, need to make sure that they are not over the pit road speed limit. Looks like we had the 40 car of Bryton Coleman seemed to have missed his pit box. Looks like the 20 of Hunter Sr. is going to come out first. Trey Smith's going to drop a position, and he'll come out second. There's that 20 machine, Home Depot, Hunter Sr. Catching up to the iRacing pace car. Folks, once again, we know you have many choices of what to do on your evenings. We certainly thank you for being here for the Wild West Racing League, watching these gentlemen drivers race it out at Daytona for the first race of the season. They appreciate you, we appreciate you, and each race is just going to get more exciting as we go. I don't know if you could look at the rotors on that one car. I'm not exactly sure why they were glowing at the moment. Shouldn't be hot. .48 miles. It's 71 degrees outside. This track is only at an altitude of 33 feet, being that it's on the beach and Daytona. It's considered an oval, but at 2.5 miles and close to 200 miles an hour, well, these cars are only doing around 170 something in the draft. It's still fast, and these cars do not like to be upset, and they like clean air. Very aero dependent, these cars are. Field moves around. What's really exciting about Daytona is, like I said, you could be having a bad race. You could be running in the back the entire time, and you're just wondering why you can't move up. And then something will click, and your car seems faster. It's not that it's faster, it's that the driver has figured out something. These cars are so equally matched that it's up to the drivers to find that extra speed. How does the driver find extra speed on cars that are equally matched? It's all about the line you drive. It's all about who you follow in the draft. It's all about your steering and throttle control. That's what makes up Daytona racing. And sure, we have big names that won a lot of races at Daytona. But these guys are all vying for this first win of the season. Trey Smith on the outside. Hunter Sr. starting on the inside. It's going to be interesting to see how Trey handles this being on the outside for the first time tonight. Pace car is off. We're getting ready to go racing. And there goes the 20 on the inside, followed by the 28. The 1 on the outside, followed by the 22. Trey Smith drops in behind Hunter Sr. down on the bottom. Hunter Sr., Trey Smith, and Ethan Farless moves up into third place. We haven't been inside of Trey Smith's car. Why don't we take a look inside his car and see what he's dealing with? Now, like I said, in practice, Hunter Sr.'s car seemed to be the fastest. But in qualifying, Trey Smith, who's now on the outside, was fastest overall. We see the 44 of Tanner Ensign trying to help out, but then he moves down to the bottom, leaving the 1 car alone on the outside. The 40's trying to catch up to the 1, help him out on the outside, followed by the 22. 22 of John Sowers now on the outside, followed by the 5. These cars are real squirrely. And we've got fresh rubber and tires and full of fuel. Can you just imagine what it'd be like when you're at the end of a fuel run, you're lighter and your tires are worn out? They haven't had to face that yet today. But in a 70-lap race, they could have a full fuel run of 30, 31 laps. And that could become an issue. We'll have to watch and see. But look at the sparks just coming off these cars. This track from 2008 is just worn in. I'd like to say worn out, but it's not worn out because these guys are tackling it. Some great drivers here tonight. Look at that 1. Trey Smith moved all the way back into 5th place. You just got to wonder, is he back there for a reason? I think he is. You look on the outside, 28 with Ethan Farless. Oh, and we're going to go 3 wide. Look at that. The 28 car Ethan Farless moves all the way back to 7th. On the outside by himself, though, is Trey Smith. He's going to have to get to the bottom, or he's going to have to find another dance partner on top, because right now he's moving to the back of the field. Back up front, Hunter Sr., Tanner Ensign, Houston Galena are your top three, followed by John Sauer in the 22 car. Folks, like I said earlier tonight, we have an entire field of Chevrolets, bow ties, racing each other all night tonight. You can see in third place we've got a rookie. That's the 106 of Houston Galena. Got those yellow stripes on his back bumper, letting the other drivers know that this is new for him. Not necessarily a problem for the other drivers. He seems to be doing very, very well. It's just letting the other drivers know that they've got a rookie with them. Tanner Ensign just staying right behind Hunter Sr., just waiting to pounce. Well, this has been an exciting race, folks. And you can see the field all in a line. Now, Trey Smith in the one car led most of this race. But like I said, you can be in last place and win this race. Anytime there's a wreck, it could be the big one. And it could take out most of the cars in the race. If that happens and you can get through it, you're really doing something. Looks like the 22's moved up to the outside of John Sauer. He's trying to reach Tanner Ensign, who's now on the outside by a nose. And no. Hunter Sr. 20 on the inside, followed by the 106 of Houston Galena. 1 and 2. Ethan Farless is in third place on the bottom. John Sauer on the outside. They're neck and neck, side by side, fighting for that third position. Looks like somebody just dragged the wall. Trey Smith. Ethan Farless, Tanner Ensign keep going back and forth, side by side for that third position. Now it looks like Ethan Farless is taking it by himself. Moves up into third position. Fair and square. Dakota Henderson in the 5 machine is in fourth position, followed by the 22 car of John Sauer. Boy, I tell you what, the amount of sparks these cars are throwing up, it just has got to be a white knuckle ride. That's all I can say. Hunter Sr., Houston Galena. Ethan Farless remains in third, followed by Dakota Henderson. Fifth now is Brighton Coleman. 6th is John Sauer moving down. Max Cost in 7th. 8th is Tanner Ensign. And rounding out the pack is Trey Smith in 9th. Oh, the 5 and the 40 seem to get into it. Caution is out. Max Cost went off the track. Let's see if we can find out what happened to him. Dakota Henderson. Let's look at Dakota Henderson here. Oh, boy. The 40 car got into him. Then the 63. There's the 63 of Max Cost. There's two beat up race cars right there, folks. So we have Hunter Sr. in first place. Second is Houston Galena. Third is Ethan Farless. Fourth is Trey Smith now. Fifth is Brighton Coleman. Sixth is John Sauer. Seventh is Tanner Ensign. Eighth is Max Cost. Ninth in the 5 car is Dakota Henderson. Lights are still on the pace car. Do we have any takers down pace road? Well, that's an interesting move. The leaders all come down on lap 31. Well, it's going to be interesting to see who gets out of here first. It looks like Houston Galena is going to be first out. Second is going to be John Sauer. Looks like Ethan Farless comes out third, followed by Trey Smith in fourth. Hunter Sr. will be out in fifth. 6th through 9th is still in pit road. It's going to be interesting to talk to the 3 podium holders at the end of tonight. There's been a lot of good racing. So 6th will be Brighton Coleman. 7th is Tanner Ensign. We're still waiting for Dakota Henderson and Max Cost to exit the pits. Max Cost has made it out, and Dakota Henderson has made it out. So, one more time as they line up side by side here at Daytona International Speedway. 70 laps of racing. Houston Galena, John Sauer lining up in the front row. Second row is Trey Smith and Ethan Farless. Third row is Hunter Sr., Brighton Coleman. Fourth row is Tanner Ensign, Max Cost. And following the field is Dakota Henderson in 9th. Now, as this race goes on, it's just going to be more and more aggressive. We're only on lap 33. We're not even quite halfway. We cannot make it to the end. If it should go green, there will need to be one more pit stop, no matter what happens. Folks, if you're just tuned in with us, this is the Wild West Racing League, Sponsored by WYO Outlaw Custom Diecast Gen 4 Series. We appreciate the fact that you're here with us tonight. We hope that you're enjoying the race. Gentlemen are putting on a great show. And pace car is off. We're getting ready to go racing. And we're off. Houston Galena gets a good jump. John Sauer's still on the outside, but on the inside is Ethan Farless moving up into second place. Got the 22 and the 1 on the outside. The 106 and the 28 on the inside. Houston Galena on the outside. John Sauer in the 22 machine. On the inside, Ethan Farless in the 28. Ethan Farless has now moved up into second place, following the 106 of Houston Galena. The outside lane seems to be moving backwards. 20 car of Hunter Sr. moves up into third, passing the 22, John Sauer. We've got two lines going. Looks like the 20, the 22, and the 1 on the outside. Trying to make something happen. That inside lane seems to be where the speed is at the moment. See that 20 car, Hunter Sr. moving inching closer on the outside. Ethan Farless, though. Oh, we've got a wreck. Another wreck. That's a big one, folks. Hunter Sr. crashed. John Sauer crashed. Let's see what happened to Hunter Sr. here. Yeah. What about John Sauer? Front of his car is all beat up. Look at that hood just barely staying on. Man, I tell you what. Ethan Farless has moved all the way up into second position. Didn't show a bunch of speed earlier in practice or in qualifying, but he's showing speed tonight. The one thing is, like I said earlier, the cars are equally matched. So the drivers are what make the difference. Throttle control, pedal control, using the draft to your advantage when you can. Don't wear your car out. Don't wear those tires out. Nothing you can do about fuel. You might can save a little bit, but fuel shouldn't be an issue now. We're on lap 36. We're still going to have to stop one more time. I just don't think we're going to be able to make it to the end here as we come around to take lap 37. We did have some people come into the pits, of course, as we mentioned. And we do have 3 cars remain in the pits. That's Hunter Sr., Dakota Henderson, and Max Cost all remain down pit road at the moment. Your leader is still Houston Galena in the 106 machine, followed by Ethan Farless in the 28. The 44 of Tanner Ensign is third, and then the 40 of Bryton Coleman is fourth. The 1 car of Trey Smith showing fifth. 6 is the 22 of John Sauer. 7th is the 5 car of Dakota Henderson. And showing 8th and 9th is Hunter Sr. and Max Cost, who are still both on pit road. Pace lights are still on, so we're going to do at least 2 more laps. Now, if these drivers are thinking about it, there is a possibility, if they're riding the clutch or turning off their machines, maybe they can save enough fuel to make it to the end. I'm not sure that's possible, but there might be some drivers who are in the draft who can have throttle, 3/4 throttle, save fuel, stay in the draft, and not necessarily need to come down for a splash before the end of the race. As we're finishing up lap 37, next time will be 38. Really need to get to about lap 40. Lap 40 would make it so that you could make it all the way to the end. Maybe lap 39. So we're there now, folks. This could be a fuel mileage shootout. We're just going to have to see. This is really exciting. With the lights out on the track, or coming on to the track, should be quite a bit easier for the drivers to see what they're doing. Earlier, when the lights were on and it was still late afternoon, it was tough. I'm sure these drivers don't like driving with the sun in their eyes while the sun's going down. Folks, you can't get more exciting than a track like Daytona. That's all there is to it. 2.5 miles of just hard racing, full throttle, elbows out. Pace car is gone. Here we go, getting ready. Houston Galena is going to lead him down, and he takes off on the green flag. We're on lap 39 of 70 here at Daytona International Speedway, folks. Tanner Ensign's in second. Trey Smith is in third. On the outside is Ethan Farless trying to make a move. On the inside is the 20 machine of Hunter Sr., who takes the spot. Ethan Farless does not have any other takers, helpers on the outside, and he's moving back quickly. There's just nothing you can do. You've seen him now come to the back. Now, he'll catch that draft. He's not going anywhere. He'll catch that draft and he'll be right back up when he gets the opportunity. But what's important here is to drive smart. You don't necessarily need to lead every lap. You just need to lead the last one. But look at that 44, Tanner Ensign. Following Houston Galena. He's right in his rearview mirror. Don't know what Houston Galena is going through. Don't know what he's thinking about. But we know Tanner Ensign's not going to make it easy for him. Incredible racing here tonight. Started late this afternoon, going into the early evening. Beautiful temperatures here. Low 70s in Daytona, right on the beach. Let's look at Tanner Ensign in that second car. See what he's seeing. He was just all over Houston Galena. Now that 106, I guarantee you he's mirror driving. He sees that 44 machine. It's that steady hum of that engine. You see the very little steering wheel movement. And that's how you have to drive these cars. If you oversteer, you're going to wear these tires out. So we've had a change up. Houston Galena's in first. Tanner Ensign moves up into second. Trey Smith is third. Dakota Henderson is fourth. Bryton Coleman is now in fifth. John Sowers in sixth. And Max Cost, Hunter Sr., and then Ethan Farless in ninth. It does not matter where you're at. I've said it a couple of times tonight, but it's the truth. You can win from any position on this racetrack as long as you are on the lead lap and, of course, in the draft. Must be in the draft. The difference in speed is incredible from being in the draft and driving alone. So if you don't find yourself in the draft, you're going to go a lap down. Looks like Ethan Farless in the 28 machine has lost the draft. What he's got to hope for is that another caution comes out, because in his position, those cars in front of him are going faster together in line than he is by himself. And we've got some takers on the outside. The 44 of Tanner Ensign moves into the lead. Finally passes around Houston Galena of the 106. And then the one machine of Trey Smith on the outside, also following Tanner Ensign. The 22 of John Sauer fighting next to Houston Galena. Houston Galena takes it back on the inside. John Sauer backs up as he loses a draft on the outside and has to drop in line. Trey Smith running second right behind Tanner Ensign. These are two drivers that are experienced and they know exactly what they need to do to get around this track with 26 laps to go. .106 got into the back of the one car there, got him a little wiggly. That's not something the one car wants to see or feel. There's your 7 car 40 machine of Bryton Coleman, followed by Hunter Sr., and then in 9th place, Ethan Farless. But our front 6 is where the race is at tonight. All in line. Max Cost has moved up into that 6th position. And on the outside, Trey Smith takes the lead. Tanner Ensign back on the inside. They're fighting for position, for the lead. You've got Tanner Ensign, Houston Galena, Trey Smith, all there. On the outside, though, and moving backwards is Trey Smith. Boy, that's just tough. Exciting racing, but man, if you get left out in a lane and nobody goes with you, you're going to go to the back of that lane. There's just no way around it. Look at Tanner Ensign, Dakota Henderson, and John Sauer out front. Got some fast race cars out here. That 106 seems to be dropping back a little bit. Let's hope that he keeps the draft. The one of Trey Smith has moved back up into 5th place now. He's riding right behind Max Cost in the 63 machine. And it looks like the 106 machine of Houston Galena has definitely lost the draft. So now we're down to 5 cars in the draft. That's Tanner Ensign, Dakota Henderson, John Sauer, Max Cost, and 5th is Trey Smith. Are we going to have a 5-way shootout here? Or are we going to lose some more vehicles? These 5 cars are fast. They've been fast all night. Tanner Ensign, who's leading the pack right now, has a very good chance at running this thing all the way to the finish, but I would not count out any of those top 5. Dakota Henderson, John Sauer, Max Cost, or Trey Smith. All fast cars. Man, the sparks. These guys have got to have their elbows out driving these last 20 laps. We are 20 to go, folks. Look at them change positions. Tanner Ensign, Dakota Henderson, Max Cost. Trey Smith is up in the 4th position now. 22 of John Sauer on the inside. The 1 of Trey Smith on the outside. Boy, that 1 car's just not going to be able to do it. He's going to have to tuck back down in underneath 22 if he wants to keep going. There he goes. Keep that draft. Back to the front of the field with Tanner Ensign, followed by Dakota Henderson and Max Cost in 3rd place. John Sauer on that 22 machine showing strong right now. Trey Smith is catching back up. We see the 106 coming back onto the track. Is he going to be able to catch that? No, he's going to miss that lead group of cars. Boy, that's just a frustrating day for Houston Galena. He was doing so well. Led some laps. Max Cost looked like his car was falling apart, but seems to be fine. Folks, if you've never been to Daytona, It's a trip I challenge you to take. These big super speedways here in Talladega are just bigger than your imagination can behold. You can't watch the entire race from most seats, at least the seats that I sit in. You have to watch the screens. The racetrack is that big. But the racing is so exciting. And just being there in person changes everything. So with 17 laps to go, right now it looks like these top 5 cars are content to just be riding nose to tail, bumper to bumper. And we've got takers coming down. Make sure they can all get woed up. This should be the last stop of the night. Everybody will get some fresh rubber, splash of fuel. 5 cars already moving. Dakota Henderson gets out first. This is green flag stops, folks, so it's important that you have a partner when you pit, at least one person that you can pit with, so that you've got that draft coming out. And it looks like Dakota Henderson's got John Sauer behind him. That's the 5 and the 22 that can work together and maybe put some distance between the cars behind them. Trey Smith, Max Cost, Tanner Ensign. Way back there, though. First 2 cars are together. Lead lap. Drafting partners, 5 and the 22. Tanner Ensign went from the lead back currently in showing 5th place. Let's take a look from the blimp, see if we can get all of these vehicles together. They're kind of spread out. So there's your first 2 cars. We'll look for Trey Smith and Max Cost. They are together. And then Tanner Ensign finds himself alone. Houston Galena finds himself alone. Hunter Sr., Ethan Farless, and Brighton Coleman. This does not look good for these folks. But up front, Dakota Henderson continues to lead, followed by John Sauer in the 22 machine. Coming up on a lap vehicle. That's the 40 of Brighton Coleman they just went by. Well, let's see if we can go inside John Sauer's car. This is view from inside. Man, can you imagine 70 laps at 2.5 miles a lap and driving behind Sparks the entire time, wondering if that car in front of you is in control, out of control? But it looks good. John Sauer has got some good car control here as we look inside his cockpit. We're looking forward at the number 5 machine at Dakota Henderson. Got some cars back in 3rd, 4th, and 5th that are trying to gather up together. If you can get a 3-car train going, believe it or not, they'll be faster than those 2 cars out front, but you need all 3 of them. Trey Smith has moved up in the 3rd, and he has Max Cost behind him, Tanner Ensign behind him. If they would just drag the brakes just a little bit to get Tanner up there with them, all 3 cars would definitely catch that lead pack of Dakota Henderson and John Sauer. It's exciting. Don't know if they're going to be able to do it or not, though. We look back up front with Dakota Henderson and John Sauer. You can see in the back of the picture those 3 cars trying to organize, get together. In front of them, you see the 20 of Hunter Sr. Oh! Nothing to see here, folks. 11 to go. Coming up. We're getting ready. We are at 10 to go now. Now we should start seeing fireworks. Are those 3 cars, Trey Smith, Max Cost, and Tanner Ensign, can they catch them with 10 laps to go? Can they get up there and vie against Dakota Henderson and John Sauer? However they came out of the pits, Dakota Henderson and John Sauer did the right thing by partnering up and getting that jump on the cars behind him. But is it going to be enough? 10 laps to go. Trey Smith, Max Cost, and Tanner Ensign doing their best to catch up. See the leaders in the middle of your screen as they come up on looks like the 10 the 20 car and the 106, who are not a lap down right now, and if they can stay in front of the 5 car, they'll be on the lead lap, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. The 5 car has moved down, has put Houston Galena a lap down, and now Hunter Sr. is about to go a lap down, and he does go a lap down. Okay. We got 5 cars. There's your 4th place. Looks like Tanner Ensign. Out front. Oh my. Don't look now. Trey Smith is in the lead. He's got a fast car. He's a strong driver. He brought it home just the other night. And another classification of car. It was a truck series, actually. Can he do it again tonight? Outside. Look at the outside. Max Cost and Dakota Henderson. Boy, they're strong. Look at that. Oh, no. Right there on the edge. Oh, man. Trey Smith, Dakota Henderson, side by side. Almost touched. Max Cost now leads him. He's got a little bit too much of a lead. These cars are going to speed up, coming right up behind him. We'll see what happens. Dakota Henderson in the 5 on the outside, but moves down. Does he get down? No, he stays up top. Six to go. Look at that. Dakota Henderson's now in the front. Max Cost is in second. Trey Smith is third. Fourth is the 44 of Tanner Ensign. And folks, that's all we've got on the lead lap now. Max Cost is really trying to push on that 5 car of Dakota Henderson. These cars are so aero touchy. If you're behind a driver, it really messes with that driver in front of you when you take that air off his rear spoiler. There we go. Dakota Henderson, Max Cost, and Trey Smith are your top 3. Four to go. Dakota Henderson still up front. Max Cost, Trey Smith in third. We are set for an exciting finish, folks, here at Daytona Wild West Racing League, sponsored by WYO Outlaw Custom Diecast Gen 4 Series. Don't walk away now. There's just 4 to go. We've done 66 laps. We're coming down to the last 4. Look at that. Max Cost tries to go on the outside, and he takes Trey Smith with him. Well, now we're 3x3 on the outside and inside. The outside lane may be getting a push now. Dakota Henderson, Max Cost, Trey Smith. Three to go. Anything can happen here. Boy, this is exciting. Don't walk away now, folks. 2 to go. Daytona. After 68 hard laps of racing, we're on the last 2 laps to see who can bring it home. Dakota Henderson, Max Cost, Trey Smith. Dakota Henderson kind of has a little bit of a lead as he has a lap vehicle behind him, and he's moved up now to block the run that Max Cost has. We're on a final lap. Here we go. 5's on the inside. Dakota Henderson on the outside. Max Cost is on the outside, followed by Trey Smith now on the outside. Inside is the 5 car of Dakota Henderson. Here we go. Final lap. Max Cost is in the lead. Trey Smith moves to the bottom. He's got Max Cost by a nose. Here comes the 5 of Dakota Henderson. Oh no! Oh no! And it looks like our winner is going to be Max Cost. At the line, followed by Trey Smith, Dakota Henderson. Fourth is Tanner Ensign. Fifth is Hunter Sr. Sixth was Houston Galena. Seventh was Ethan Farless. Eighth was Brighton Coleman. And John Sauer was ninth. Ethan, Farless, Brighton Coleman, and John Sauer were all a lap down. Well, hopefully they will make their way, these three leaders, to the broadcast booth, and we'll get a word in with them. That's 63 of Max Cost. Outstanding. Well, that was an exciting race. Max Cost taking home the victory. Trey Smith coming in second place, almost doing the whole thing, and Dakota Henderson in third place. Let's see if we can get those drivers to come down to the broadcast booth so we can give them a little talking to. Let's see. See if we can get Dakota to come down. Guys, if you can hear me, if you could come down to the broadcast booth. Folks, that was an exciting race tonight. As we wait for the drivers to come to the broadcast booth for their interviews, we'd like to thank everybody for watching tonight. Wild West Racing League, sponsored by WYO Outlaw, Custom Diecast, the Gen 4 Series. Tonight you were watching Daytona International Speedway, 70 laps. It was the first race of the season. And what a race it was. See if we can get these guys to come down and talk to us. Come on, boys. We don't want to miss this. What we need, there we go. We got Trey Smith coming in. Let's talk to Trey Smith for a moment. Trey, got you down here in the number one car. How was your race tonight?
Car was a rocket ship for sure. This GLM number one was just on rails tonight. I mean, we led the first 20 laps. Definitely felt like we had a car worth winning. Obviously, we had a few hiccups later on, about halfway through the race. Thankfully, caution came out, and we were able to make the right strategy call on just getting fuel and not taking the tires even after the wreck. And yeah, we're able to get G Lightning Motors a 1-2 finish, back-to-back league races. So it's really, really awesome. Glad to see Max get his win. He helped me out big time on Sunday, so I had to repay the favor. So I had to take a bullet for him. I'm glad he won.
Well,
Glad we were able to get 1-2.
I'll tell you, Trey, I thought for sure you were going to take the victory there. You, Max, and Dakota were all real strong towards the end there. That last fuel stop when everybody came in is kind of what did some people in and helped some other people out with dance partners, who was going to draft with who coming out of the pits. And so that kind of hurt some people, but it did not hurt you at all. Let me ask you a question. Is there anything in tonight's race that you, finishing second, that you maybe would have done different or that you could have done better?
I don't really think there's anything that I could have done. Maybe just stay right behind Max and just keep pushing. But the 20 car, even though he was a lap down, Hunter gave Dakota a really, really strong push, and I had a feeling that's what was going to happen coming out of going into 3 and coming out of 4. That's why I went to the inside of Max, trying, if anything, I was willing to take the wreck to try and get Max to get a clean finish, but he obviously Dakota had a lot more of a run than what we all anticipated, and I'm just glad that again we were able to finish 1-2. Really hate it for Dakota. He had a strong car. He was definitely really tough to pass, especially working with Max. These cars on the outside are not the same as they were before the update, so it played a really big factor. But I think if anything that I would have done was maybe just try and be a little bit more square when Dakota hit me to try and win the race. But me and Max, well, obviously we're teammates. I'm glad I got him along. Glad to get him his first win, his first league win, I believe. Able to finish 1-2, like I said, back-to-back league races. So everyone at GLN just works together as a team. We work hard when we prepare for these races. I was just kind of hoping that if I had to take the wreck for Max, that he'd stay out of it. But I'm just glad he was able to walk away with the win.
Well, let me ask you this, Mr. Smith. Do you have anybody you'd like to give a shout-out to tonight?
Yeah, I think most importantly, the G Lightning Motors crew, Joe, Krishan, Kaiser, Max, obviously, everyone there letting me be a part of the great team that they are. Definitely huge shout out to them. We had a couple of real life sponsors who sponsored me in real life on the car tonight. Race Car Bodies by Daly, for all his support. Bucked Up. I'm not actually sponsored, but I am an ambassador. But them as well for being able to keep me energized throughout these races. But yeah, most importantly, just everyone at the G Lightning Motors crew and that whole team. They're the backbone of not only my success, but now Max's success. I definitely think that Max is going to be a strong contender in this, not just this series, but the trucks as well. Super fast, and I'm glad to be able to call him a teammate.
Well, I appreciate that. That's some kind words, and want to also give you a shout out to the last race. Of course, it did get broadcast, but not live, and of course, you were the victor there. And tonight, coming in second place, you did a great job. So we want to thank you for that. We're going to move on down to our third place contender, to Dakota Henderson now. But thank you so much for stopping in at the booth.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always fun to be up in here. And also, I want to give one more shout out to Tanner for putting on a great league with a bunch of amazing people to race with a couple nights a week. So, yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Dakota Henderson, number 5 car. This is Barry Stevens up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. I got a copy.
How you doing? Third place finish tonight. What do you got to say for yourself?
Well, nothing to be proud of with the way I ended up with third place, but I was glad I was there in the end to try. I I had a little bit more run on the 5 than I expected,
Well, you know these
but I was just like I said, I was happy to be there in the run.
these
Oops, sorry.
these cars aren't easy to drive, and you know that. And this track's not easy to drive, and you know that. It's all about throttle control. It's all about wheel control and being a good wheelman. These cars are all exact. So to say that you're not that, you didn't finish that great because of a third place finish, don't be too hard on yourself. Third place finish is third place. You're still a podium. I know it's not first place, but you're on the podium, and that's a great place to be. What would you say during the race was maybe the highlight of your race other than leading laps?
Just being there at the end, racing with him. I had I guess, unwanted highlight of the 22 in his unfortunate event. Kind of left me out there at the end, so that was I guess, my unexpected highlight, which I'll get a chuckle out of here in a few minutes.
Well,
As it happens.
Yeah, it certainly does, and that's racing, and you know that. You can have
Yes,
a racing partner the entire race, but when you get down to those last couple of laps, you just don't know who's going to go with you and who's not going to go with you. Let me ask you this: do you have anybody you'd like to thank before I let you go for the evening?
T&L Designs and BLR Racing, they've got me here and helped me out along the way. So I do appreciate them and appreciate Tanner and Wild West Racing for putting together these events. They've become pretty good and fun.
Okay, well, great. It's been great to talk to you, and I appreciate your time up here in the booth, and good luck to you next week as well.
Yes, sir. You have a good one.
Thank you. Max Cost in the 63. This is Barry Stevens up in the booth. You got me.
I got you.
Congratulations on that hard-won victory. 70 laps at Daytona. How did you do it?
Well, I had a lot of help by Trial. He really helped me out at the end there. I went to take the lead from him, and I think he got a little upset with me a little bit because he was wanting to help me get the win, but I wanted to lead the lap to get an extra few points. Didn't expect us all to wreck there at the end. I thought my race was over, actually, and then I noticed I crossed the finish line, and I got first. So thank you to Trial, though. He helped me out there a lot in that race. So
He certainly did, and he mentioned...
need to thank the G Lightning.
Yes, and he mentioned during his interview, talking about you and how you guys were able to work together as teammates, and he was happy for you to get this win. So... anytime you can get a super speedway victory, that's saying something. It's not easy, and you know that anybody in any position of 1 through 9 tonight could have won this race, just given a little bit of luck and being in the right place at the right time. But you were the one that was in the right place at the right time, and you did it. What would you say tonight was? Were there any moments where you were maybe in trepidation, thinking, "Boy, I don't know if I've got what it takes to win this race tonight"?
Well, luckily I got some cautions because there's a couple times I lost the draft and I was completely screwed. And then, a lot of people did lose the draft before the final pit stop, and I think I just fought my butt off to try to stay in the draft because once you lost it, you're done.
You're absolutely right there. If you're not in the draft, you are going 5-7 miles an hour slower than everybody else. And tonight on that last pit stop, it was really easy to see that the cars that worked together, that came in together and went out together, had the speed. And I think that's one of the things that got you to the front, working with your partner and getting there. Let me ask you this before I let you go. Do you have anybody you'd like to thank?
You got to thank Tra, got to thank the G Lightning Racing, or I think it's Motors. The great. I like working with Tra a lot. He's pretty easy to find on the racetrack, easy to work with. I've been in a lot of other leagues where my teammates they're just everywhere, and Tra, I can find where he's going to run, and I can help work with him, and he can help me, and it's nice.
Well,
I got to thank some of my other leagues I raced in, BTD White and SNR. they've taught me pretty much everything on iRacing. So pretty cool for them.
Well,
And thank you to the league and you guys.
I'll tell you one thing, Mr. Cost. You won the very first race of Season 2 of the Wild West Racing League, sponsored by WYO Outlaw Custom Diecast Gen 4 Series. That is something you should be proud of. All right. Well, that's,
Oh yeah, hopefully you win some more.
that's the top 3 of our leaderboard. I'll let you go, and we've got see if we've got some other people in the waiting room that want to come up and talk to us here in the broadcast booth. But you enjoy this hard-won race, and real proud of you. That 63 machine looked good tonight. Okay, folks, we have the end of our race. Once again, Max Cost finished in first, followed by Trey Smith, Dakota Henderson in third. Fourth was Tanner Ensign. Fifth was Hunter Sr. Sixth was Ethan Farless. 7 was Houston Galena. 8th finished Brighton Coleman. Rounding out your top 9 was John Sauer in the 22 machine. Appreciate you all for tuning in tonight. We know you had many, many choices. Fearless Broadcasting brings this to you each and every week, and we love to be here for you. We know that you have all these decisions, choices, and places you can be, but we appreciate that you're here at Wild West Racing. Again, sponsored by WYO Outlaw Custom Diecast in the Gen 4 Series. You were with us tonight for 70 laps at Daytona. This is the first race of the season, so tune in each and every week for the rest of this